Hello everyone, it is Dozel. It's time for channel update number 4, if you can freaking believe it. I'm sorry about the long ass wait. It has literally been 2 months since the last video I did, which was Let's Play Arc 1 Up, where I tamed a T-Rex. I haven't been able to get on my PC in, some time now. My new job has been taking up a lot of the time. I didn't expect it to do that. And I decided to. I haven't quit or anything. I just decided to, I gotta really, really start doing this shit now. I gotta focus on my YouTube channel. Gotta do this and that. So, hopefully, I will make a determined effort to start making more videos and everything like that. Anyway, a couple announcements to make. If you're seeing this video, you probably realized the new image that I made. Something I just made in Microsoft Paint. Nothing, no biggie, no. Really, something I thought of quickly because I thought I needed to change my channel's image and especially change the name of the channel because I was probably the 123rd freaking Shar Asinable on YouTube. So I decided to go with something that's possibly more noticeable and more memorable, which is Dozel the Half-Breed. Now, where does that name come from, you may ask? Dozel obviously is from one of my favorite small-time anime characters from one of my favorite animes. The term half-breed actually comes from my forum RPing days, and I was for those who don't know, forum RPing is you go onto a forum, internet, you create a world, you create a story, and people online join if they want to and create their own characters for that story. Hence, role playing. And it might seem a bit geeky and all that, but if you find yourself a good community and all this stuff, you end up learning a couple of things along the way, and it can be an enjoyable experience. I recommend it. However, again, you need to find yourself a good community. I probably ruined my community. But, uh, anyway, the term half-breed actually comes from one of these RPGs that I did when I was younger, and it was coined by another person, but it was one of my favorite characters made by another person. Female character made by, I think her name was Lil J. It's been so long. And, they, she was a half-breed. The character's name was Rain, and, the person who created her was Lil J. And, she was a half-breed, half-elf, half-human, all that stuff. That might seem a bit weird to you, but again, forum RPing can get pretty weird. Believe me, last one I did was pretty fucking weird. And, it stuck with me. The term half-breed stuck with me, and I, decided I wanted to. Yeah, it wouldn't take for some time, and I suddenly realized that I'm actually a half-breed. That being because I am, one, half Irish, half Polish, and two, half PC gamer, half console gamer. How more half-breed can you get like that? You know what I'm saying? And, that's where it comes from. Now, GSR 69. No, hold on. Let's forget GSR 69 for a sec. I still have my announcements to make. Sorry, Gav. I've been playing around with the concept of lore videos for some time. So I think I'm going to start doing a few of those based off the Gundam series because why the hell not? I'm I'm subscribed to a couple of channels like Arch Warhammer and the Vaults of Terra, Warhammer and Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer 40k lore channels, and I decided, doing lore videos seems pretty fun. I would like to do some, but decided to go with Gundam because it's really the only thing I know gross amounts of stuff about. So I might be doing that, and the reason why I'm deciding to do this now, as opposed to like, let's say 2 months of fucking go, is because on April the 28th, Gundam Breaker 3 for the PS4, a Gundam game, is going to get released with subtitles, with a subtitled version, so I can actually read it. And the reason why I emphasize on subtitled, that I can actually read it, is because this is a game that's not actually being released in the West. I actually have to import this, yet it's still somehow getting subbed, like how an anime would get dubbed, even though it would never get on television. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like Hellsing did before Toonami decided to friggin' use that. Still wondering why. So I'm going to be importing that from Play Asia, so it's going to be the April 28th, and I'll probably do a bunch of lore videos leading up to that, and then actually show you guys some actual gameplay from that. Probably do a playthrough instead of just constantly, just doing videos about it. Now, here comes the second part of this video. GSR69, Gav for short, one of the guys I usually play with on PC and have done videos with before. Some time ago, he did a Why I Am a Gamer video. Now, this inspired me to do my own Why I Am a Gamer and How I Became a Gamer video. And that's what this video is. So let's get it started. As far back as I remember, because I am still a young gamer, even though I'm at the age of 22, I'm still a young gamer by other people's standards. I think Gav's played like probably 3 consoles before me, before I got into gaming, you know what I'm saying? So like as far as back as I can remember, the first console I had was Nintendo 64, and I also had a PC. Played Rogue Squadron on the 64, played the original Pokemon Coliseum, loved these games. Really what got me into gaming in the first place was loving these games on the Nintendo 64, even though now I absolutely freaking hate Nintendo. Just because it just seems like every time they come up with something new, it's always a bad idea. Something about it is really, really a bad idea. And I'll get more into this later. So I decided, so I was basically a console kiddie from the start. However, I also had a PC. And I would play on that a lot, even though at the time there was not a whole lot of big name PC games out there that at least I knew of. Like, at the time, it was like, I want to say before 2000. I think like really was like, didn't like PC gaming really hit at the age of 2000, at the year 2000. And first real games I remember playing on PC was Rise of Nations, and it was Rise of Nations and the original Medieval 2, not the original Medieval 2, the original Medieval Total War. So that's what got me into PC gaming, but I could never leave console gaming. It was around the time that I think I got the Rise of Nations and Medieval 2 and Medieval. Why do I keep saying Medieval 2? Why? Medieval 1, and I I think I got a hand-me-down from my sister's ex, my sister's now ex. It was his PlayStation 1, got games from that, and I think that's really what kept me on to console gaming. And then the PlayStation 2 came out, and of course that took off. And it wasn't until, I want to say, whenever Rome 1 came out that I really sort of awakened as to who I am now, which is a half PC gamer, half console gamer. And that's really... And the reason because I got interested into Rome 1 is because that was literally back when, the History Channel was about history. And back then they used the game engine for Rome 1 to do a historical series called Decisive Battles. I believe there were several other things that used the same game engine. Because I think Gav showed me this thing one time that did that exactly that. But it was on British television, not American television. And that's really where it stuck with me, being a PC gamer and a console gamer. And I can't favor one over the both. No matter what PC gaming has shown me, I cannot favor it over console gaming. I have to love them both equally. Like, even now, when I'm able to play Rome 2 on ultra settings, well, not exactly without a hitch, I would say, on 60 frames per second. There's nothing in it that shows me, oh, I should become a PC gamer. And that's how it's going to be. I can't love one over the other. And I think there's I wouldn't figure this out until sometime later. Until sometime actually recently, I should say. The reason why is that specs do not matter. They really fucking don't, guys. So, PC elitist, shut your fucking mouths. If specs matter, there would only be PC. There would only ever be PC. There would only ever be PC if specs mattered. Yet, and this is an amazing example. Amazing example of this is that this is a game called Monster Hunter. And it's been around for a long time. It's been around since the PlayStation 2 days. It has had a habit of console hopping, I should say, or platform hopping. Where, despite where it originated came from the PlayStation 1, you look at all the games, you realize that this thing has been on every fucking platform except Xbox. It's been on the PlayStation Portable, it's been on the DS, it's been on the Wii, it's been on... They made a PC one some time ago, but I don't think we're ever going to fucking get that. And now they're back on DS. And I played it. Game looks like shit. I'm not going to lie. It looks like shit. But you know what? It's still fucking fun to play. It's still fucking fun to play. And I think that's what PC elitists have forgotten, is that it doesn't matter how good the game looks. If fucking people can still play platformers, which are the only fucking games that I feel are not even worthy of being on like a downloadable game as on a PC or a console, something that I have to pay fucking $5 for, like 20 fucking $60 for. It's one of those things where it's just like, if if specs really did matter, why the fuck do platformers still exist? Why do people still play them if specs matter? It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense to be a PC elitist. Makes no fucking sense to be a console kitty. Because specs do not matter. We play video games just to have fun. Just to have fun. You know? Who gives a shit if there's something at 60 frames per second? Who gives a shit if something has too few fucking polygons or whatever the fuck people are saying? And that takes a greater mind for me to understand, honestly. But the fact is that specs don't matter, guys. It's stupid. Yes, it comes to when I want to play a PC game. When I want to play a PC game, sometimes it does come into that. However, like I could still play, like let's say War Thunder, even though that's probably a bad example. War Thunder, I should actually go for Cabal Space Program. I got shit frame rate on that before I upgraded my PC. And I still fucking, I don't still do. Ugh. Now I'm just messing up now. Talking too much. But basically, that game, despite me having shit frame rate, especially when it came to particle effects, because particle effects are really what kills frame rate, still had a lot of fun playing that game. Still had a lot of fun. And then you look at what like a lot of people fucking complain about nowadays. It's like, oh, it's not at 60 frames per second. So it's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself. You're not a real fucking gamer. If you would play it irra-fucking-gardless if it was at 60 frames per second. And don't give me that shit like, oh, I feel sick when it fucking goes to 30 frames per second. Like, dude, if you are fucking getting sick from playing fucking video games, you shouldn't be playing fucking video games. I hate to say it, but it's fucking true. Anyway, now that I've just gone on to a rant, that's basically my side. Will always be half gamer, half PC gamer, half console gamer. Can't favor one over the other because specs do not matter in the end. Thank you for listening to me. Should probably explain this part. For fill in the rest of that blank out before I went on to my rant. You had after I got a PlayStation 2, I went on to PlayStation 3 because fuck Xbox. I don't give a shit how good that 360 was. It was still fucking not enough. And it was still not enough, to beat the PS3. It just can't. Xbox may have had like the one fucking game, which was Halo. And look where it is now. I wouldn't say nobody really plays Halo, but now it's just become a fucking fiasco. And like you hear about how like the Master Chief Collection basically was bricking some of the things and it wasn't up to spec. But then again, I haven't been paying attention to it because it's not going to be on my console, and I couldn't care less if it was or not. And then I went on to, then we're here now with my upgraded PC and my PS4. So, like I said, even with this upgraded PC, even when I can get 60 frames per second on Rome 2, even though on Rome 2, on Ultra, it's still not enough to make me become a PC gamer. It's not enough to make me become a PC elitist. So, and like, also, one of the biggest problems I have with people who are constantly going on how PC's the fucking better console, better platform, and all that shit is that, you guys are not exempt from fucking problems. Apparently, The most recent example I can think of, excuse me, most recent example I can think of was Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight apparently did better on console than it did on PC. Because apparently console got a more complete game while this PC had fucking hundreds of fucking problems. This is another reason why specs don't matter. It's another reason why specs don't matter. Because, yeah, you can probably get that 60 frames per second, but if the game is fucking broken, you're still fucked. Still fucked. Anyway, I've ranted on for a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good night.